Hello everybody, my name is Coms, and in today's video we're going to be going over the new Merge Tactics update coming in Clash Royale in a couple of days. It's really exciting because we have a bunch of new rulers, skins, and characters we're going to cover in this video. They sort of mentioned some of the things in TV Royale, but not everything in like extreme depth, so that's what this video is going to be about, sort of an overview of everything coming in the next update. So, well, without further ado, let's just hop right into it. Every season, at the end, Merge Tactics trophies will reset. So, if you're wondering, yes, you're going to be reset back to 0, but don't worry because you just get to push the new pass again, or like Trophy Road again. It'll go from bronze all the way back to diamond, but there are a bunch of new rewards, new content such as rulers, modifiers, skins, and more. You also receive a Merge Tactics badge, which will show off the highest league you've reached and display your dedication to Merge Madness, as they put here on the notes. I am reading off the Clash Royale news blog. It gives like a whole overview of everything, but I will leave a link in the description if you do want to check it out for yourselves. But moving on, we have a new ruler, or 2 new rulers, and a bunch of skins. Starting off in October, we will be getting the Goblin Queen. The Goblin Queen is the same model as the old Goblin Queen we got last year, but they're back, and it's really cool. So, their ability, or passive ability, is called Greener Grin. Defeating an enemy troop grants you 40% chance of spawning a goblin. So this is sort of interesting. So when you kill someone, there's a 40% chance that it will spawn a goblin. Now, whether or not if you kill like skeletons or like spawnables, I don't know if that has a chance to kill a goblin, but I imagine it's the troops themselves. So like for example the knights, princes, and all that kind of stuff, not the actual like spawnables. But you get a goblin. Whether or not this will be like a basic goblin or like a spear goblin, we don't really know. But that's all it says. It just says spawn a goblin. Maybe it'll spawn a goblin machine. Who knows? And in November, we get a new ruler called Elixir Lung. Now, this is a brand new character, as far as I'm aware. I swear I've never seen them before, so I'm pretty sure they are new. But their ability is called Endless Spring. Gain +1 elixir per turn and +1 team size. So that's +1 team size in general, not per turn, but you do get +1 elixir per turn, which is pretty useful if you ask me. So you get 5 elixir instead of 4. And also you get +1 team size, which will be helpful in a lot of situations. In addition to the new ruler skins, and a bunch of confetti can be earned by leveling up rulers with ruler cards from the Trophy Road, or Starsteel Road as they call it. You can also purchase the new skins from the shop, and this month the featured skins is called Astro Empress and Malevolent Queen. They have custom confetti, as they say here, so I guess that's just the attack. And if you are wondering, yes, I think the Empress, I think that's what they call them, the Empress will be leaving the Starsteel Pass, but I think you can still play them if you want. You just won't be able to unlock them again. Of course, they will bring them back eventually, but this season you won't be able to unlock them. Elixir Lung will also get a special skin in his release in November, and it's called Aqua Lung, so it's sort of like a water variant of it, which is kind of cool. Now, moving on, we have the new troops and traits, starting off with the 2 elixir troops. One, we have skeleton dragons. They are undead and they are a ranger. That's their, I guess, classes, I think you can call them. But they split to create a new dragon after every few attacks. So I guess every few attacks, they will just multiply in size, or multiply in numbers, not size. So you get more skeleton dragons on the field, I imagine. Not entirely sure, but that's my interpretation from this. Next, we have the Wizard. Now, the Wizard is a fire and mage class, and the description is throw a fireball at enemies in the area. Now, I think this is a AoE attack, so sort of similar to the bomber, I imagine, but they also have a fire ability, which I will talk about later, because that is also a new one. So, I'll mention that later, but I think it does fire damage over time or something like that. But again, I'll get into it later. Moving on to the 3 elixir troops, we have the Electro Giant coming. The Electric Giant has Electric and Avenger class. Now, the Electric class is new, I will talk about that in a bit, but they summon an electric field around themselves, and it deals damage and stuns nearby enemies every second. If you ask me, this seems kinda OP. I mean, stunning nearby enemies every second. I don't know. For a 3-star as well, or free elixir troop is pretty insane. I don't know how OP they will be. I don't know how much health they'll have, but it says electric. They're a giant, so I assume they'll have a substantial amount of health as well. Um, Another free elixir troop we'll be getting is the Musketeer. The Musketeer has a Noble and Blaster class. Blaster, I think, is a replacement for the bombers or the throwers. My bad. They're a replacement for the throwers, but I'll get into that later. They are a tanky gunner who pushes 3 enemies back every few hits. So kind of got some knockback going on there. Sort of interesting to see how or it will play out in the field. But moving on, we have 4 elixir troops. We have the baby dragon, who is also a fire and a blaster. They burp big fireballs that do damage in a wide area. Now it says a wide area here, and if we go back to the wizard, it just says throw fireball in the area. So whether or not they're both AoE, I think they might be both AoE, but I think the baby dragon will just have a much wider area than the wizard. Another 4 elixir troop we'll get is the Electro Wizards. They are an electric and mage. They shoot lightning with his hands and stun multiple enemies every few seconds. So we got a lot of stunning here with the electric, but we'll talk about that a bit later. Finally, we have the Witch. They are an undead and Avenger. So we got another Avenger. Every few seconds, she summons skeletons with 50% of her max HP and attack damage. Now, I think I sort of remember us having Witch in Clash Mini. I really liked playing them in Clash Mini, I can't lie. So I feel like Witch will start to become one of my personal favorites. But yeah, those are all the troops coming in the next update, and moving on, we have the new traits. So, as I sort of hinted at earlier, yeah, the throwers are going to be replaced by blasters. Now, blasters gain +1 range and extra damage based on their distance, so 2 troops plus 10% per hex, and 4 troops plus 20% per hex. So, I don't think it's a lot changed, it's more just wider range and extra damage based on their distance. Also, I'm only going to cover the new traits, not the old ones. So, the electric trait, which I sort of also hinted at earlier, after 10 seconds, lightning strikes all enemies once and stunned troops by 3 times. So I assume it strikes stunned troops 3 times. I think that's what it means. And then if you get 2 troops, it says each strike deals 15% max HP damage. So that's if you have 2 electric troops. Then we have the fire trait. So gain stackable bonus damage upon enemies defeat. 2 troops, you get 40% extra damage, I think. They just put 40% here. But you got some fire damage, so kind of interesting. So once you kill someone, you gain bonus damage that stacks. Again, very interesting. Finally, we have the Mage class, or Mage trait. At the start of combat, strongest enemy troop is turned into a harmless rabbit for some time. I think I actually did see a clip of it in TV Royale. It's really cool. But if you have 2 troops, they turn into a rabbit for 8 seconds. So the initial description says for some time, maybe it's 4 seconds or 3 seconds, not entirely sure, but if you have 2 mage troops, then it will be 8 seconds. So that's the electric wizard and wizard. I don't think there are other mage troops coming in the next update, so you just need to have both of them. They are also adding ability bars. Now, it will sort of show you when the next special attack will happen. So for example, Mega Knight's jumps. You might be always thinking, wow, when is he gonna jump? Well, lucky for you, there'll be an ability bar under Mega Knight to see when their next jump will be. I'll put on screen the list of troops that will get this. So for example, Bandit, Witch, Skeleton Dragon, Electro Wizard, and all those guys on screen. So it's pretty nice, I guess, visual update, so that will be pretty cool to see, and a lot more for quality of life, QOL changes, which are always great in games. There are also a bunch of changes. For example, Bomber is now leaving. Says Bomber has a few personal matters to tend to for now, but they're leaving. Don't really know why, but maybe just to make room for the other newer troops, and maybe they want to rework the Bomber. that might also be possible. But the bomber's going to be leaving, and yeah, so we have a bunch of new troops sort of replacing them, but I'm sure they will come back in the next, like, or in just in the future, not the next update, but in the future. Of course, we have a bunch of new changes to classes. So, Assassin, Avenger, and Ranger traits can now be activated with 2 or 4 troops in battle. Before, I think Assassin was free, so that was like the Royal Ghost, Golden Knight, and I think it was the Goblin. Then we have the Avenger, so that was, I think, Archer Queen. I'm trying to think off the top of my head here. Bandit and Valkyrie, so it'll go from 2 or 4 troops instead of 3. And of course, the Rangers as well, so that was Princess, Dark Goblin, and Archer. I can't believe I just got those on the top of my head, but I did it. As the Thrower class is going away, the Executioner, the Spear Goblin, will also be turned into blasters, similar to the new Musketeer. Bandit will be changing from Avenger to Assassin, so as I sort of mentioned, they're no longer an Assassin. Valkyrie is turning from an Avenger to a Juggernaut, which is kind of crazy. I mean, rip the Avengers, but have no fear because P.E.K.K.A. is turning from a Juggernaut to an Avenger. So we got a new Avenger, P.E.K.K.A., which is kind of cool. But there are also a bunch of changes to traits, which I won't go over every single one since every single one has a change and it's a bit tedious to go over. But some of the key ones are the clan troops will no longer heal their teammates if they have 4 active troops. So before, everyone in the team got heals, but now only the actual clan's troops will get heals. Similar to the noble class, so frontline nobles and backline nobles will gain bonus damage and take less damage, not just random troops on the field. Also, some things also stack to 6. So we have noble, undead, and yeah, noble undead will be able to stack to 6 troops. So that's basically your whole team. And if you have 6 troops in undead, then it curses 4 enemies, and their max HP is cut by 75%, which is kind of OP. A bunch of changes to other ones. Again, I won't go over them because it's a bit tedious. But some of them are like, for example, Avenger. Instead of 3 troops, you need 2 or 4 troops to activate the abilities. Finally, the new October and November modifiers. Now, a lot of the modifiers are the same, but there are some new ones which are the key ones I want to go over. So I won't go over the old ones since you probably already know what they are. But some of the new ones include Elixir Festival. In Bronze Free, you gain +2 elixir per round, so that's a cool new one. In Silver 1, we have Endurance Training. All troops gain +40% HP. Silver 3, we have Last Stand. The last troop standing gains 200% damage. I'm trying to speak really quickly here. Gold 1, we have 2 new modifiers. Chaos. When troops merge, they become a random troop of 1+ elixir, once per round. Master Arena. Troops gain +100% HP and 50% damage if they stay on the same tile from round to round. Gold 3, Ultimate Origins. Start with a dummy with undead and noble traits. Diamond, Coaching. Bench troops gain +100% damage and 50% next round. And Monster Drink. Combat. At the start of combat, lowest HP troops get bigger and gain 200% and +100% damage. That last one is sort of like a rage, I think. There are also some modifiers coming in November, including Swift Tile. A special tile appears on the board giving 100% bonus hit speed. One Punch. Every troop's first attack in each round deals +300% damage. Mystery Shop. Shop's rightmost troop will only cost 3 elixir every time, but may be a mystery until they are bought. And then we have Devil Snap. Troop in the rightmost bench slot will be auto-sold for ×2 elixir and removed from the game once per game. When they say removed from the game, I think that might be for everyone. I don't actually know. It's a bit like ambiguous there, but maybe it's for everyone. So no one will be able to. It's like banning a troop, and you get to just sell them. It's pretty interesting. But yeah, there are also a bunch of changes, improvements. That's just quality of life stuff. But you can spectate, and spectating stuff. Troops in the shops are in a random order. And yeah, quality of life stuff to make stuff look better. But yeah, essentially, in a nutshell, those are new changes. I kind of yapped for a while there. Wow, 16-minute recording. I don't think I've yapped about like Brawl Stars or Clash Royale like this for quite a while. So if you stuck to the end, comment below what are your thoughts on the new changes. Are there any that surprised you? What do you think about them? And yeah, if you enjoyed today's video, do consider liking and subscribing. And as always, this is Cons blasting off, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.